So, boom! What a weekend it's been. This is game week 1. Fabulous. It's been nothing short of fabulous. It wasn't perfect. It could have been perfect. It was so close to being perfect. But Liverpool, for the skin of their teeth, get a lucky result, some sort of a result. And Man City claw it back with 4 minutes to go. It would have been beautiful. City losing and Liverpool. I thought it was impossible. It seemed like a step too far. But to get a draw and a scrape at home, I will take that. Maresca's all kissing the sky like he's just won the league. He said this is what champions do. They ain't champions. So I don't know what he's talking about. Because you know who the champion. Just look at that man there with that trophy there. Look at that gold crown. You know what that represents. So yeah, I don't know where he's coming with that talk. It's gusto, isn't it? Bravado. But you ain't got to do that, Maresca. You ain't got to do none of that. But after what I've seen, obviously we've got one more to go tomorrow in Chelsea, who I believe might be our main rivals. After what I've seen this weekend, it could be Chelsea. So let's see. Let's see what they do. Hopefully, they also stutter. And can hopefully Fulham do a number. Fulham, you've got to show up because everyone's tipping you to go down. So you need to show up and show us Wagwan. You've got a young Spanish manager. Who is it? Arbeloa? Real Madrid style. Let's see what they can bring to Fulham. But yeah, so let's talk about Arsenal first and foremost. Obviously, we done what champions do. It was the showcase, the showpiece, and it was swashbuckling at the same time. It was all beautiful. We haven't seen Arsenal play that fluid in a year. I was saying about a year, we ain't seen Arsenal play that fluid, and we were looking fluid. We were fluid, which is good. Everybody baby food compared to us. It's week 1, but can we kind of paint the picture? Listen to this. Listen to this fresh off the stoop, Mr. Nelson. Glockerez didn't come on, did he? No. Because you know why? Where's Josh? Josh is in Madrid doing what? Getting us home. Alvarez. So we need to talk about this before we go any further. Because we was about to get gassed and say we're going to walk the league, but hold on a minute because we're making changes in the squad. So the left-hand side, there's only Zolis right now because El Halal, one of them man, is coming for Martinelli, and Atletico want the Glock. Only thing is the Glock, like Alvarez, wants Barcelona, but Barcelona ain't coming. So I don't know what's going on there. So if we do get rid of the Glock and bring in Alvarez, okay, like for like. But before we brought in Alvarez, we needed someone on top of the Glock. So now we're losing the Glock. We're only replacing him with Alvarez. So who's the player that's going to come in to help the Glock? In this case, Alvarez. Who's going to help Alvarez? And also, Martinelli's going Saudi. If Martinelli goes Saudi, we've got no Trossard and we've got no Martinelli. And then we've only got Zolis on the left. Huh? I got my brethren saying, Top Guna saying, I want Krupi at some point, so we should wait until January. Because obviously he's injured. Can Arsenal afford to do such a thing? I don't think they can. We just got to ride the wave in due time, and Alvarez could be on his way. We've only got a week, haven't we? Whoop, whoop. That's the San Zolis. Whoop, whoop. That's the San Zolis. Fantastic, isn't it? Zolis is a bad man, to be fair. Lacquer, I am shaking. We spent the peas and still shite. Oh, I hear you, Jay. I hear you, Jay Spurs. You're very shy. Very shy. It wasn't good. That lineup wasn't good though. The Spurs lineup wasn't good. Can I find the Spurs lineup? Let's see if I can find the Spurs lineup. Line up. I don't know why I'm writing with one hand. I should be writing with 2 hands, really. Let's see the lineup because it wasn't good. I would have been left shaken. I was left shaken when I saw it. To be fair, I couldn't believe what I was even looking at. I was like, "Is this really what Spurs are doing? Is this really the lineup? Who is it?" So you had. Let me get you a screen grab of this one. Let's get a screen grab while we're here. Come on. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I'm in my old man phase, and I even got you the one I wanted to get, but this will have to do. This will suffice. Let's get the image popping. Desktop, is that the one? No, that's not the one. This is the one. Oh, look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Kingsky, rubbish. Robinson was rubbish. Who's that? Senensi, rubbish. Van Heckel's rubbish. Gallagher. Why was Gallagher in the number 10? Rubbish. Richarlison was rubbish. Tell, rubbish. Gray, rubbish. Bergville, rubbish. Tonali, rusty. More rubbish. So you spent the money, you said, but I can't see the money. Where is it? Van Heckel, Sensi's, whatever his name is, Robertson, that's free. Fernandes was on the bench, which is crazy. He should have started. Gallagher needs. Okay, listen. Madders needs to start in the number 10. Gallagher needs to be deployed in the number 8 position. Yeah, and then you get in Farnash or Tonali to play alongside him, and you use Farnash or Tonali. It's going to be Farnash or Gallagher. Really, Farnash and Gallagher must be on rotation with each other because Tonali must start every game. I'm a football fico. I'm not a football manager. But that is basic 101. And De Zerbi's not stupid, so I don't even understand what the thinking was behind it. I don't get it. Obviously, he's in. And the next thing, you don't play Tell. If you're going to play Richarlison, stick him on the left, yeah? Stick him on the left or the right for now, because you've got Solanke, who's better than Tell and who's better than Moore. More on Tell. Tell was crazy to me. Tell was crazy. That's it. That's crazy. Come from Bayern Munich as well. But it's not about the attack, though. What's it about, bro? Because attack was shite as well. I know we can't score. I know the defending was bad as well, but the first line of attack, first line of defense should be attack. We brought the back line, and De Zerbi made Gray captain at right back. Alvarez and Osherman makes the rivals cry, but Alvarez and Osherman doesn't make sense. It don't make sense. Because if we get Alvarez, where does Alvarez, Osherman, and Saka play? Tell me how that looks to you. We bought Mamouche and Savio. Good use. The word is Savio. He ain't no Savinho because he's Savio. Yeah, you bought. But the thing is, Spurs need to be starting these, man. There's no way you can be going in with the same team. I know it's the early days, but you need to start off with some momentum. You can't be doing that, Spurs. You just can't. Rotation and domination. I just can't see Osherman. If we do, you know what it is, Mr. Greens? We can make this so simple. It could all be so simple. But you rather make it hard. Both end up with scars. Jeez. Mamouche is more of a second striker to me. He can do both. So, but then if you bring in Mamouche, where there's Maddison play, where there's Gallagher play, like I said, Gallagher should be deployed a bit deeper. I don't think he's a number 9. He can be a number 9, but he can also be a winger, I think. But you need to get Kudos on. You need to get these men on the pitch. You need to get them fit. You need to get them on the pitch. I don't know what Spurs are playing at. It's not right. You spent the money, so there's no excuses. We don't want to hear it now. So this is it. And but you have to play the players. You have to get the formation and the personnel and the starting 11 correct. But it's got wicked. What's that? Who's got a wicked shot on him? What we saying, like Chris, been a great weekend of hate watching. It's been superb. Been absolutely superb. I've loved every second of it. It's reinvigorated, I feel. I know you was squeaky already for game week 1. You squeaky. Maresca all kissing the sky, talking absolute nonsense. Charlie boy, be honest. What are your feelings after today? After watching today, how do you feel? Yeah, no excuses, none whatsoever. Oh yeah, Marmoush is wicked shot. Yeah, have you seen Marmoush strike a ball? Yeah, madness, sweet. He hits it sweet for such a small, slight guy. He's got a sweet shot on him. I'll tell you that. He has got a sweet one, but it's just they need, like I said, they need to get their man rolling and in the team. But yeah, as for Arsenal, boy, what are we doing? What are we doing? We can make it so simple by just by getting a left-sided player, and keeping Zolis and keeping Martinelli and bringing another one, and then you can bring in yourself a striker and keep Locares and keep Martinelli. Do you know what I mean? We can keep these men. Keep these man. Just stay strong. Don't all this. Let's buy Osherman, man. That don't fit into the system, and we're gonna try and have Osherman and Alvarez. Like, what are we doing here? It was pretty. What was it? It wasn't pretty, but we got the job done. We moved forward. Oh, playing your cards close to your chest. I see. You guys will cruise to the title. I hope so. I hope so, Mr. J Spurs. You don't even need to have it. No, we do. Nothing is. These things are not guaranteed. It's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee we win the league, especially when you've got no competition. Sometimes, machine for machine just makes it sharper, innit? Keeps you sharp. And sometimes when you've got no machine and you think you're just like, it's David against Goliath right now. That's what we're looking like. So we're just gonna go in there as big Goliath. I think we're gonna stomp everybody out. But no, you have to be serious. You have to keep the application. We have to stay like if we're firing on all cylinders. Let's put it this way: if Arsenal can stay firing on all cylinders, the league is out. And that's why we have to have this combo. Honestly, I don't rate Maresca, but we can. What I can do is support the team. Yes, that is what you can do. Charlie Boy, what's Mamouche best? Look at Jay Spurs will ask you. Do you think Charlie Boy has seen Mamouche? Jay, he was injured after time. How's my boy still up? It's 9:30 and a little rat bag is still up, and he's going to be up at 5:30 in the big bed. He's going to be in the big bed at 5:30. Watch. Couldn't tell you, mate. See, told you, Jay. He was injured all the time. I knew that. I used to play that. What's that football game on the iPhone, DFL, whatever it is, one of them things. And the last one I played, I had Mamouche was in my team. Wicked. That's why he shot, and I was just shooting from all sorts, and he's just whipping it in. I was like, oh, Mamouche is sweet, bro. But I've always had a soft spot for Mamouche. When they first brought him in, I thought he was gonna be the next Salah. But he just kept on getting injured. We can't sign any more duds. It needs to work, yeah. But you can't call everyone a dud. I don't know what Spurs' expectation is really. This is the thing. Like I was saying to my top gooner mate today, and as he rightly pointed out, Spurs need to accept what they are. And until then, same with Manchester United. Until then, they're always going to be in this position. Yeah, you might be a top 6, top 7 side, he says, but you're the bottom of the top 6, 7 side. Like, you are the very bottom of it. But there's a gap between you and 6th, or you and 5th, whatever it may be. And that's correct. Because you've never won a league title. You don't even win FA Cups. Do you know what I mean? And you can say, oh, but one more European Cups in Arsenal. Listen, the last one you've just won was pants. No one takes that competition serious. From when the Spurs are winning that trophy, you know that trophy's done. Do you know what I'm saying? You had 15th and 17th in the league in the cup final. Like, absolute disgrace. There was more competition in the conference. So back in Europe, that's not crazy. You need to get back in Europe big time. He wasn't justifying the $350 a week. Glad to be getting rid, but he But is he a bad player? No, I can't know. I can't see that right now. I need to put my glasses on. But you know what it is? How is he on 350 a week? That is absolutely bonkers. You can't justify that. He wasn't justifying that for damn straight. Oh, blimey. 350 a week. How do I get rid of that comment so I can see that? Here we go. Solanke, Bentancur, Davis. Who is Davis? Oh yeah, Davis and Williams Barnes. Never heard of him. Never heard of Will. But Solanke should have started for me. 100%. Solanke should have started. I tell you, I would have taken off Bregville, Gray, and Moore would not have started for me. I would have started Madders, Fernash. Ooh. Oh yeah, and Solanke. Madders, Fernash, Solanke would have come in for me. I don't know what they were playing at. Williams Barnes is cold, so why aren't you playing? White Massey is cold. It's cold. Watch out for him, Laka. I will be watching out for him. Let's see what the other Spurs correspondent says, because obviously they have their own podcast, a Spurs podcast. You should go and check that out. I can't remember the name of it. Spurs Hawks or something like that. But not been impressed. What with Venaiva since he's taken over from who am I talking? This is Charlie Boy. When did he take over? Techie Berenstein. When did he take over? No. Hugo who? Hugo Viana. He took over from Texie. Techie was a bad man though. Texie even. I swear his name is Texie. We don't have Xavi or Xavi. Who's Xavi? Simmons. Rubbish. Kulusescu. Last season attack will look very different. It will. Did you see who's this? Haru Maguire holding his listen. Haru Maguire is a perfect name. I don't know if that's a typo or meant, but it seems like it's meant. Laka, did you look at anime? No, I haven't looked at it yet. I'm still on Baki. I'm on Baki. I looked at something of whatever that is, Attack on Titans, but I must have had the wrong thing. I definitely had the wrong thing. You want to walk through? Can't walk through. Show them that. Show them. Let them see. Let them see what you're working with, Kate. Yeah, she's trying to show us what she's working with. What, is there no snacks? No, tell her no. I ain't having Xavi is shy when your club employ Fabio. Listen, we've got Fabio Vieira when we needed to. Like we was in that position where that was the ilk of player, the caliber of player that we could get at the club. So, and we can't sell him because he hasn't progressed. So, and we're not relying on him right now, are we? We're not relying on Fabs. But who knows? Looks like Fabio's staying, so who knows? Oh, Jesus, who knows? Man says we won't forget. You can't compare you and I. We've just done the league. We've just won a league title, so you can't say nothing when you just finished 17th back to back. Like, is that anything to boast about? Back to back 17th, one away from relegation. 1 point away from relegation. Was it 1 point away he was as well? Like ridiculous, man. You can't talk to that. Fabio Vieira captain Spurs today. He captains the side. Gets in and captains. You won a league with a depressed Pep. Well done. So yeah, we beat. No, hold on. Liverpool beat the depressed Pep. Arsenal beat the Pep that got some fire back in his belly, and his wife, him and his wife were sorting it out. Let's not do that. You need Pep to be. Yeah, we do need Pep to be down the dumps, but he's left the league now. We do. Facts. He's a monster. Listen, when you get best in class, when the best in class have the best in class, you're going to win. That's it. End of story. They've got the greatest manager ever. And if people don't think he's the greatest manager ever, they had the best manager on the come up at his peak at that point when they first got him. There was no one better. That's first and foremost. They just won 2 titles. They had the infrastructure in place to progress. They had the ideas and the money. They had the best lawyers, the best training facility. They had the best everything. So it's only when they had Mancini, he wasn't the best manager. He's a good manager. Hence why he didn't do back to back. Then you got Pellegrini. Also, hold on, did Mancini do back to back? Oh my gosh, was I gassing there? Someone help me here. But anyway, when you got Pep in, he had already been he'd already won 17 trophies in 6 years. Some nonsense already like that. Already done a madness at Barcelona, reinvented football, reinvented the way we see strikers, reinvented the whole attacking line. And then as everyone starts to catch on and copy, he's tweaking and reinventing himself again at Bayern Munich by having the inverted fullbacks, which wasn't a thing. Because it was the Arsene Wenger style of fullbacks, Brazilian style, bombing up and down. And that was foreign, but it had run its course because Pep had discovered there's another way, and you can overload the midfield. Because he brought in he didn't bring in the 4-3-3, but he made the 4-3-3 sexy again. So with the 4-3-3, because I remember Arsenal trying to do the 4-3-3, but the Premier League under Fergie doesn't allow for such a thing. Doesn't allow for beautiful football. Only Pep went back to back. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Best in class. Do you know what I mean? When you put the best with the best with the best, you're going to win. Pep with a Kevin De Bruyne, Pep with a Bernardo Silva, Pep with a De Silva. Do you know what I'm saying? Pep with a and listen, yeah, Conor Guerrero didn't even use him like that, did he? He really went for the false number 9 at Man City. Probably tried to recreate a bit of Barca and Munich in one. Didn't come to fruition because they didn't have Messi. Messi's the final piece to Pep's plan, and they don't have it. Foden was I would say Foden was probably, they had eyes on him to be like that, but he just didn't materialize because they had their Iniesta in a Kevin De Bruyne. They had their Xavi in a Bernardo Silva. Do you know what I mean? Wicked, sorted. Can't even buy a Kevin De Bruyne replacement. You can't. And even that discussion right there, you brought in Cherokee, who is a bad man baller. There's no two ways about it. But he's no Kevin De Bruyne. Do you know what I mean? But he's the closest thing to a Kevin De Bruyne, I would say. He's more of a hybrid of Kevin De Bruyne. You know what? He's more of a young Kevin De Bruyne. So I'm not going to say a hybrid. He's more of a young. Cause I'm thinking of the later years of Kevin De Bruyne. But the way KDB, he was like, for me, he was a Dennis Bergkamp / Ozil. Can I give him that? I think I can give him that. He's very, 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 very good. Very good. World class. World class. It's a shame he wasn't fit longer because some of his passing, some of his vision is up there with Bergkamp and Ozil for me. Some of the best vision. There's been times, and Fabregas, because Fabregas, whether I like him or not, some of his passing, some of his vision was next level. And I love him as a manager, by the way. He was doing inverted fullbacks. Who was? Oh, when I'm reading Pep, when I'm reading Sanya and Clichy, I'm thinking Wenger. That's what I was like, who was? I forget they're both. No, yeah, he tried, and that's why they finished third. that season. Yeah, Pep was. Yeah, that's why they finished third that season. You know what? I was just thinking Wenger. As soon as you said that, I was thinking, what, Wenger? Only Pep done something. Yeah, so that's why I forget that we sold and Sanya went for free. I forget. My apologies, Nikos. City should have brought Gibbs White. They wanted Gibbs White, but just didn't happen. But Gibbs White is no Kevin De Bruyne. Cherokee assist today. It was pure class, but he's totally different. But he's the closest thing to a Kevin De Bruyne. It's crazy, but he hasn't. I don't know if he's got the vision like Kevin. Kevin's vision. Some of it was ridiculous, especially the ones where he would do from the right hand side, where he would whip Beckham styley, whip it, whether it be on the floor or in the air, and it'll go to the back post, but perfect for position for a goal or an assist or whatever he has to do with it. Just wicked. But then Pep put Fabian Delph, which was to get 100 points, which was absolute ludicrous. That was absolute bonkers because that was meant to be a makeshift. But Fabian Delph had the season of his life. But why? But why did Pep let Fabian go then in the end? Because it worked. But that's the thing. Pep's always tinkering. He's a forever tinkering. He's not the original Tinkerman. The original Tinkerman's Ranieri, but he couldn't get it right. This guy tinkers and gets it right. Like but left back like Cancelo as well. After that, got rid of him. Who's the? Then you tried the what's his name? Garvelado, whatever his name is. Gravelo, rubbish. Zinchenko. Do you know what I mean? Great technically. By the way, Zinchenko technically very gifted player. But didn't have the legs for midfield. Like Chris, do you rate Havertz? No, Havertz is shite, bro. He's shite, man. He's still shite. But he's at my club, and what can I say? Do you know what I mean? He's been in the league for what, 7 years, 8 years now, 8 seasons? He's yet to get over 20 league goals in a season. And man are asking me, do I rate him now? But it is Jay Spurs asking me that question. So I can't even. Hey, he's bag. So what, would you take him? Would you take him? Done it with Zinny. Tried to copy the blueprint. Well, he did copy the blueprint to some extent. And that's natural, especially when you've just come from that. You're going to take your learnings directly and plant them directly on your new thing. That's how it is naturally until your evolution, your natural evolution begins, where you start to make changes, little incremental changes. Some do incremental changes, some do massive changes. But Arteta he was on an incremental thing until the Havertz season. Until that season, that's where he's been a bit wild, in my opinion, and brought Havertz in, which was something that was not on my bingo card. I'll put it that way. To get in a Kai Havertz, you know what it was? I was so optimistic that summer, as you are every summer. But this summer, I was optimistic because I was like, we just finished second to Man City, but no one had us finishing second apart from us. Well, I had us finishing top in January of that year when we lost to Man City at home. I think it was 2-1, but we put up such a performance when Arteta was in the crowd. You had to watch the game from the stands, but we put up such a good game. I said, I've seen enough. If they can create this and sustain this, what we just done that day, throughout the rest of the season, and then throughout the next season, we can do the business. Like I said, with a little bit of luck, we can win the league. I was 4 years early. And we should have won it, to be fair. We should have won it, to be fair. But again, football's about fine margins, as you can see with that Pep documentary. It's fine margins. Remember, Man City, with what, 3 games to go? Was it 3 games, 4 games to go? Top of the league. 4 games to go, top of the league. It's in their hands, and they drop points against an Everton side who they really should have been slapping, because you must remember, Man City also reinforced in January with another 200 million buff on Semenyo and Gehi on top of whatever they bought that summer as well. So let's, you know what I mean? We've got to have some sort of perspective here. I have Richarlison at striker. What do you think? I would put Richarlison with what you got there. Richarlison would have been playing left hand side for me, maybe the right hand side, and Solanke up top, Madison in the hole. That's what I would have done. But I would keep. I would even buy Richarlison and Arsenal for argument's sake, because I feel that he brings chaos, absolute chaos, and you need that in modern football. You need a player that's going to call. We've got ours in Noni, but you need some chaos. I haven't seen City with traditional fullbacks in about 10 years. Don't worry, Maresca will change all that. It was a semi-bottle job. But you can't call it semi-bottle job, because we had led the league for what 15, 16, 20 weeks at that point. Do you know what I mean? We dominated basically from game week 7. And then you lot come in with 4 weeks to go and you're gonna win the league. That it was heartbreaking. So yeah, it was a semi-bowl. But the fact that no one even talks about it is mad, because if Arsenal did what you did, they'll be going crazy. Richarlison's wing play is shocking, yeah, but he creates chaos, bro. And I wouldn't have him on the wing like a traditional winger, or he'd have to be touchline forward. He's good he's fantastic off the bench. That's what he is. He's more of an off the bench player. I think he's best in a 4-4-2. 4-4-2 would suit him. Big man, little man style, or with a number 10. We chased you down, then ran out of gas. Yeah, you did. You did. But how could you run out of gas after spending so much? Didn't you spend like 500 mil, or in a whole year from January to January, you spent like 800 million, something like that, something crazy like that. Uncharacteristic from City, we usually finish. You do usually finish strong, but you know the laws of probability. You know, at some point, your luck was going to run out. At some point, you know what I mean. You've won what 3-4, Pete? What are we? What is this? Scottish League? What is this? So at some point, and Pep had run out of steam. That's the longest he'd ever been at a football club. So I was surprised myself. I was surprised he stayed on another year. I thought he would have gone at the beginning of last season, but he cracked on and stayed on. What's this? Chased our stand, but ran out of gas. Please, I don't know who you was racing. We was already at the finish line with a flag waving. Nikos says, Charlie boy, shut up and hold that. Would have been 7 on the bounce if it wasn't for that COVID year. Would it have been 7 on the bounce for the COVID year? What was that? Hold on, no, that don't make sense. How's it? Hold on. Oh, if you'd won COVID, it would have been 3. Yeah, okay, because you'd won 2. God, blimey. It's mad what the one in between how it stops that sequence that from being even more of a madness. Imagine 7 in a row. But it doesn't look so bad because you've got a Liverpool and an Arsenal either side of that. So it's like, okay, there was a little concentration of Man City period. And it's a little. We won 2, then Liverpool, then 4 in a row. Crazy. That's how I feel about Arsenal. Sorry, guys. I feel about so 97, 98 we won. 98, 99 we should have won. So that would have been 2. The one after that, 99, 2000, not us. 2000, 2001 Arsenal. 2001, 2002 Arsenal should have won that. And then we should have won the Invincible. So that's 3. And then we would have won the one after that. It would have been 4. We would have done the first 4 P. Do you know what I mean? And it would look crazy. We would have done the first. Arsenal should have done we should have done the first 4 P. We should have won a treble. The year we went invincible, we should have done the treble. Which would have superseded Sir Alex Ferguson and Manchester United's treble, and supersede the Man City one that they just done, because we've gone unbeaten and done the treble, which we was more than capable of, because we made the semi-final of the FA Cup, the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and lost to a Chelsea side who hadn't beaten Arsenal in 23 games. And furthermore, they beat us at the Emirates. Jesus. Well, however, like, do you know what I mean? It was crazy stuff. So that team, what it was with that team, we didn't have the squad. We didn't have the squad. We didn't have the money to build the squad, and that's exactly what it was. Because otherwise, we'd have bought ourselves some bad man, two bad man, and it would have been good night, sweetheart. On top of a treble, Liverpool would have not been here anymore. What do you mean? What if we done what we done? Mamouche playing off Solanke. I reckon De Zerbi has something there. You better have something there. I figured it out. Yeah, you need something there. United in Europe. This gonna be long for man. Trust me, Nikos. Trust me, it's going to be long for man. When Barcelona rock up, when they have to go to PSG, oh my days! I hope they really get served. I really do. I really do. No, Chris, Arsenal have never done a back-to-back. Can't be coming with them. It's not a theory, bro. It's facts. These are facts. These are facts, bro. Like Arsenal should have stopped. Like Arsenal should have stopped Sir Alex Ferguson from being Sir Alex Ferguson. We should have stopped Manchester United from winning the treble. Why? It boils down to one penalty missed from Dennis. But I said this the other day from Dennis Bergkamp, and the league performances where it went down to the last game of the season. Like, come on, man! There would be if Bergkamp scores that penalty, Arsenal win the league and the FA Cup double. There's no Sir Alex Ferguson. I mean, if they didn't win COVID, they wouldn't be anywhere. They would be anywhere now. Sinking ship is a proper sinking ship. Trust me. Can't wait to watch United get slapped by Bodo Glint. I can't wait to watch Manchester United's all or nothing. Unks, would you rather we sign a LW? For me, it's an LW, bro. For me, it's an LW, but it looks like we're going to sign two STs. Two. Someone in here said Osherman and Alvarez. That's crazy. Upsets the balance for me in Little Piece. I think we've got the balance right now. It's perfect. So just do like for likes. All this fancy stuff. United aren't ready for multiple competition. No chance. No chance. Hot take. But Spurs have a better squad than United. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know if it's a hot take. I think that might be facts. It's like me saying Frank Lampard's a better manager than Carrot. See, nothing but facts. They should just call it nothing. It's going to be epic. They all laughed at Arsenal. Ruben Amorim made sure this thing never happened under his stewardship. And I'm grateful now, Carrot. You know what I mean? The first season, the opening shot should be now Carrot saying, that's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? It should be the scoreline a whole. Opening is going to be like, even the opening. Man United really know how to set a scene. I'll tell you that. Hot take: Arsenal's second team is stronger than Spurs and Manchester United first. That might be true. Let me screen grab that. I'm posting that. I'm posting that tomorrow. I think that's facts. United hyped Talisman signing. There should have been an alarm bell. Should have been ringing when Talisman and Rio Ferdinand were having a conversation, and Talisman said, "We've hardly done any running. It's all ball work." And people were getting gassed off that. Listen, that is a crime. Only ball work and no fitness. Football's about fitness these days more than ever. Thought they signed Crows. They can't. Who would sign? Manchester United going to be hilarious watching behind the scenes footage of Carrick trying to manage out of his depth. Him calling Sir Alex Ferguson, asking for ideas. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer maybe saying, "Here, do this," sabotaging the thing. Now is Bruno 32, Rashford almost 29. The other thing I just discovered and found on Twitter was rants saying how crap Bruno was when he first joined and saying, we've got Pogba and crazy talk. crazy stuff because now it's eating out of man's backside. I don't understand. Anyway, man, them, I'ma love you and leave it. What's this background? What, you like the background? What background? Which one? Which one, Nick? What you think? You think it looks better like this? Yeah. United thought they had Tony Kroos. Oh, you mean United thought they had Tony Kroos? They got themselves. Listen, they really like I've been saying, and like someone said today. Talisman 5 years ago for free. Yes, yes, yes. Not at this age. They've been watching friendlies of man knocking the ball round the corner, and their man have been getting excited. A one little knock because they've been starved of even seeing anyone knock a ball round the corner. These joker smokers. Man United ruined Rash's career. Facts. And the fans. You disgrace. You ran man out the club, made him feel like he was worthless. Made him, you know what? They made Rashford like I don't want to come into work, Rashford saying, I don't even want to work. But I have to. This is my work. Because at the end of the day, football's work for them, man. And he's like, I don't want to do this. I'm getting slated. I'm getting racist abuse. I'm getting verbals and everything. I can't even feed the kids without people like going crazy. Everyone's like just on him. It's man's job. He's like, I don't even want this no more. That's why he went off to Barca. In Spain, he was even good. And then they go and sign Gordon. Jesus, what are you doing, poor Rashers? Poor Rashers, man. Rashers, just come to Arsenal, broski. Enjoy life. Win yourself a league title. That will make up for the Van Persie thing. Hey, Rashers. I think Rashers would. I think we listen. If we're gonna get Osherman and Alvarez, or if we're just gonna get Alvarez, either way, if we're just getting one of them, man, bring Rashers in as well on loan. Might as well bring him in on loan. Let him win a league title. Let him feel loved and wanted. Arsenal fans would love that. Imagine we Spurs, United equals Cope equals trust me loop. You got a really deep that one. He was playing with your mouth. He was playing with your mouth. Now he's playing with Zertsky and them. He was playing with your mouth. Lewandowski, Pedri, yeah. He's playing with them, man. And now he's got to pass it to Sheshko, Dorgu, Dalot, Maguire. That's a head trip in itself. Head's gone. Exactly. Head's gone. Head's totally. Me and you just saying it out loud. Your head's gone. Head's gone. Look what I was playing with. Now I'm back in Dross. Man, them tomorrow. It'll be me and Mess, the Spurs correspondent. Because clearly I think he's on cruise time still. He just sent a message for the first time today. Not happy. But then he's tried to run off and scarper off like the coward that he is. Man, them, love. Tomorrow.